What's going on, beautiful people? I am back with you guys today to delve deeper into some practical elements of the mysteries. Genesis 3:11. Who told thee thou wast naked? And what particularly is nakedness? What is nakedness? From my deepest understanding and experiences through spiritual development, and overall the things that I've personally come to gain this insight from, divine nakedness is clear connection of your spirit to source, where things such as telepathy, instant manifestation, synchronicities, etc. are revealed to you, being completely open to source. So whenever the question is asked within Genesis 3:11, within the Bible, who told thee thou was naked? Who told you you were naked? Who told you that you were separate from me? What is that separateness? How did we get from complete union to separateness from God, our creator, source, ourselves? As I stated in my previous video, because we are source. Source is I am source, I am that I am. The burning bush that Moses saw is only a reflection of the burning internal flame of his self. The burning bush is only a symbolism or an allegory of the divine flame of the conscious I am spirit that he saw when he was out in the quote unquote wilderness, meaning he was out of his natural egoic state. He finally tapped into his sacred state of oneness and union with source. What happens after separation? Eden was the first space, first state, the only thing described. I personally feel like anything after Genesis, after the book of Genesis, this is simply what happens after separation when you don't listen. And I'm going to go deeper into what the serpent is, what the tree of life is, what the forbidden fruit is, what polarity is. So Eden, what is the Garden of Eden? The Garden of Eden is a state of consciousness. It is not a physical place on this earth plane. It is a state of awareness, a state of consciousness to where there is no separation from you and the divine. You are completely naked. Jesus, Buddha, all of these people who actually lived, but also some people were just archetypes. They were archetypes to explain to you Christ consciousness, what that is. What is Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness is the same as Eden or unity consciousness. It is the state of awareness that you and God, I and God are one. We are one being of same flesh. Man is God, God is man, encapsulated within the human body. So to know thyself is to know this about yourself, is to know that you are indeed the divine creator of your reality. You have a clear connection with this information. When you talk about chakras and energy centers, having your crown chakra engulfed in flames is whenever you're open, you're burning up, you're full of ether. The ether in you is awakened. But again, it always has been. It's only the illusion of separation that has dragged you down into forgetting that you are source and you are the creator of all of this. Anyway, so Adam's job in Genesis was to maintain and cultivate the garden, meaning Adam's job was to remain in a high, clear connection with clean thoughts. There were no opposing thoughts telling him that he wasn't, that he couldn't, that there was some type of separation between him. And then what happened? His divine counterpart, the female. So just know that gender is not just man and woman in terms of the genitals, okay? Man and woman, male and female, are just divine polarity or divine principles of existence in itself. The sun and the moon. It's existence within itself. You can't have one without the other. Every time you create anything, whether it be food, whether it be an idea, whether it be a friendship, connection, whatever it is externally, you are using these divine principles of the divine masculine, and the divine feminine principles within yourself. What is the forbidden fruit? what is the serpent? The serpent represents an idea, an element of the divine state, of the divine knowingness of itself. The serpent was always there. It was already in the garden before Adam and Eve were, quote unquote, there. Meaning the serpent represents separation, the idea of separation, of desire, of anything that separates you from the divine knowingness of yourself. The tree of life is you. You are the tree of life. The seeds of life are only thought forms that develop upon themselves. The flower of life is simply the fragmentation of each and every decision, circumstance, outcome that flowers and blossoms eternally, the ever unfolding blossom of the lotus flower. It's endless creation, but you are the tree of life. Okay? The forbidden fruit is that thought, the thought of being separate. So God told Adam, you have all of this in front of you that you can eat from, that you can take from, aka you can do anything that you want here and create anything that you want. Just do not create from the thought of separation. Just do not take the forbidden fruit. Then you will know good and evil. Then you will know polarity. Then you will know duality. Okay? Then the serpent, which is but a thought, it's a thought. The serpent is a thought. It's a sly thought that comes in like, what if we've all had these serpent moments. I shouldn't do this, but what if I do this? It won't be that bad. It won't be, I can go over here. I can do that. Very similar to Lion King, which again is all symbolism, where Mufasa told Simba, everything the light touches is yours. And Simba immediately looked over there. This is his serpent moment. But what about that dark place over there? That's the elephant graveyard, Simba. You must never go there. Again, it's not about good or bad. This is just allegory of the spiritual condition. And it is all source, all God playing the divine play and game with itself. So the serpent told Eve, which is the feminine principle, which is the principle that is easily swayed by its desires, which is easily swayed. The masculine principle is the principle of direct knowingness. It is direct, it knows. Okay, it knows and it has a sense of direction. Hence why the man is the quote unquote leader and is action, opposed to female being passive. Now again, this is about spiritual gender, not actual gender within male and female, man and woman on the earth plane. That the earth plane is just a physical representation of these divine principles playing out, okay? So in other words, the serpent knew. The serpent didn't ask Adam. The serpent couldn't reach Adam. Those thoughts, those feelings, Adam already had the direction. He already knew what he was going to do. But the closest person to Adam next to God was who? It was Eve. It was his woman. It was his divine counterpart. It was the feminine principle within himself, that from himself, aka the rib, from himself, that was swayed to take on the thoughts of division. Then they bit the fruit, quote unquote, they ate it, and they dwelled in those thoughts. And then they realized they were naked. Who told you you were naked? Who told you that you were separate? Who told you that you weren't good enough? Who told you that you can't do anything? And again, all these projections outside of us, rules, laws, regulations, these human rules, the universe is already taking care of itself in terms of rebalancing and recalibrating us back to source. Anyway, it has to, because we were never separate in the first place. All the things that you see unfolding, unraveling, and unbecoming of itself is only the physical expression of what is happening internally through spirit, okay? Why is it that we've heard stories of telepathy, instant manifestation, yet there can be sometimes struggle within these things? It's simply because you're forgetting. You have to know yourself. Telepathy, the only reason why many people cannot speak to one another without words, even though many of us do it naturally. You know how when you look at a friend and a friend looks back at you or your partner or whatever, you guys just give each other a look, and that look says everything. You didn't even have to verbalize what that look was. You naturally knew. That is a form of telepathy. The only reason why we do not speak to one another this way anymore, because we used to in Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, and off-planet sites, that's a whole different conversation for many of us who are not from this realm or not from this space, because their outer space is not necessarily real. What's real is the inner space in many dimensions of being and awareness. There are many of us who have been called to come and educate self back to self. The only reason why many of us do not operate within these spaces is because of shame, guilt, aka people are hiding their divine selves. They're unconscious. So many don't even know about this stuff, or they think it's far-fetched, or they think it's sci-fi or anything. But just to let you know, everything under the sun that you can think of is real. Some things are werewolves, vampires, goblins, witches, all of these things. Yes, they exist. They exist within different layers of vibration, and they exist as principles and as archetypes. And again, there's nothing that does not exist. You would have to go deeper within self, deeper within your own meditation to really, truly grasp this. People hide. They hide who they are. There's a mask up, okay? This is all just ego. The tree of life is you. The forbidden fruit is only dwelling within the fruits of your own mind of separation from the female principle of desire. You know, women like nice things. That's not just a coincidence, okay? The masculine principle, being swayed away from its original plan that God told him. Now, the punishment isn't really punishment. The punishment is what happens after you separate from the divine awareness of yourself. Life in itself is just a divine play of separation. Today and tomorrow are the same day. Yesterday, same day. Next year, same day. Only the illusion of age, only the illusion of growth, the illusion of all of these things is what takes place with us. And I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm here to speak from a space of my divine awareness and from my truth in practical terms. I'm here to simply light the flame, and you take it, I plant the seed, you water it however you want to water it. Because again, those with the ears to hear can hear me, and those with the eyes to see can see me. Now, there's plenty of information in regards to spiritual awareness that cannot be spoken. Should you align with what I'm stating, you are welcome to check out my artwork at www.artbio.gallery. And I would highly recommend looking at my work if you are not in an altered state of awareness, looking at my work in an altered state of awareness, should you have some psilocybin or other things to where you are able to truly receive without ego and resonance. I love you. I cherish you, and I'm grateful to be on this journey with you. We are here now. We are here now. This is where we've always been. And I'm just here to remind you that we've always been here. And in reminding you, I'm truly just reminding myself.